I'm Mariah Rankin-Landers,
And I'm Julia Rhodes Davis.
and together we are co-producing
Tender
The
the
Future.
Future.
Tender the Future is going to be a podcast. This is actually not our podcast. Hang on a minute. But Tender the Future is a podcast that we have been working on for the last year about how we might heal the nation one relationship at a time. It's an incredibly hopeful place. We want to give you a 10-minute workshop so that you might join our community, our beloved community. You might join us for the practice of being in a tendered future together as we co create this place.
Beautiful. So I want to invite you all just to drop in here with us for a moment and find your breath. It might be shallow, it might be deep, it might catch somewhere in the inhale or the exhale. You don't need to fix it or change it, just notice. Be with that breath for 2 inhale, exhale cycles. And now call to mind a memory of the feeling of unconditional love. Maybe you are a small child on a swing set or sitting with an elder. Maybe you're a teenage self finishing a race or a play. Maybe you are your adult self sitting with a beloved elder or young one. Notice what it feels like in your body to feel that unconditional love. Maybe bring a hand to your chest and notice the qualities. Is there a little warmth? Is there a sense of ease? Is there a deep knowing? And as you connect with that sensation of unconditional love and that memory of your beloved, most loving self, imagine you're sitting on a bench in a beautiful place and invite that self, that little one, or that teenage one, or that adult one to sit next to you. And turn and thank that self, yourself, for helping you to remember what it feels like to unconditionally love.
Julia, I always value a moment where I'm asked to be still for a moment and just take a beat. Thank you. This is a part of the way that we practice the future and practice tendering is by allowing ourselves to have a moment. And also, can I just give a nod to pressing the heart area? We have the neurons are the brain cells that we have, right? Brain cells are called neurons. And they also live in our heart space. So we have thousands of neurons that are actually brain cells that are in our heart space. So there's a mind brain connection that is real. And I just always love the ability to just press into the chest because it is also signaling and reminding ourselves to calm the nervous system. So it's a good one. Let's move into tender. We're asking this question in our mini workshop. How do we tender the future? We've already offered a few ideas on this. we want to get into the definition of what it means to actually tender. So we're thinking about tender in a few ways. First, tender is an adjective, it is a noun, and it is a verb. And we have really landed on the idea of tendering because it can do a few things.
So tender has a meaning of an emotional quality, that unconditional love that we just invited you to feel into. There's a tenderness in that emotional realm. And then we also mean tender as in coin, as in money. And it is in these two meanings held together that we have learned there is immense possibility for healing and repair in relationship, in families, in communities. And so this is really where we locate our work.
You heard that right. We are talking about uh, repair by means of money and coin and resources. And we're talking about repair as in the tenderness of our ability to connect and feel and love. Again, I said this was a hopeful podcast, and it is so very, very true. I want us to take a minute to imagine into this space once more. So, Julie, I think you brought us into this idea of feeling our unconditional self, a time when we were unconditionally loved, which is so lovely. Let's go a little bit further with this idea and use the imagination. Why? Because the imagination is the key portal into creation, into co creating things that we want for ourselves and each other. Okay. Um, Wherever you are, you might also be driving and listening. I don't know. But I want you to think about a door. I'm looking at a door across from me right now. And I want you to just recall the last time you went in and out of the door. I see a door behind you, Julia. Imagine the last time you just walked in and out that door. Okay. So often it's really unconscious in us when we move through a door, right? It's just a passageway that we need to get to one place or the other. Now, I want us to maybe put some intention behind it and play with this. We're going to play with this idea a little bit of the passageway, the idea of door as a way to get from one state to another state, which is literally what's happening. But I want us to just deepen it a little more. So rewind and go back to that last time you went in and out of a door. And before you open the door, I want you to call on that moment of unconditional love that Julia asked you to recall, to remember, and let it be sticky in your body. And if there's more joy you want to add to this feeling of unconditional love, more happiness, more ease, more freedom, add more. Add more feeling to it. Get tenderized. Okay, so now I want you to open that door again with all of this emotion, all of this tenderness in you. And then when you step through the door, take a minute. We actually need to close the door. I want you to close the door with the same intention, with all of that joy, unconditional love, freedom, ease, whatever you called up and conjured for yourself. Close the door. Now I want you to take note of how your body imagined closing that door. So, was your attempt, did you do a gentle opening and closing, or did you kind of um, pull it open quickly, shut it quickly? There's no judgment here. It's just to notice, because that noticing is going to help you understand the ways that you might move with this idea of tendering the future. So maybe you're someone that wants to step more gently into things. And maybe you're someone that's like, I'm ready to go, let's go, right? So just pay attention to that, write it down, remember that is uniquely you. But it's beautiful. So thank you for that practice. And the invitation here is to call on this memory, this activation of your imagination next time you're going through the door and see what happens.
Thanks, Mariah. And I really love the invitation to imagine and the power of imagination, because it is through imagination and practicing new ways that we actually create a different future. And so I just love being in practice with you and with our growing beloved community, because it is together that we will tender the future.
Yeah, that's it.
Take good care, y'all.
Take good care, everybody. We love you.